how to start this. Okay. So, I never thought I'd be here making this video. Obviously not something I ever anticipated happening. As we can see by the title of this video, I'm transferring. If you were to tell me a year ago, when it was my first time visiting IU, that I'd be sitting here a year later announcing to the world that I will not be continuing my time at Indiana University, it'd be crazy. But I do really just want to talk to you guys about it all. I obviously want to explain my situation and like what I've been going through, just so you guys know that it's not like a spur of the moment decision and that there is a lot that has gone on behind the scenes for me to come to the point where I realized that like leaving IU would be what's best for me, which is why I want to dedicate this video to talking to you all about it. Obviously life is a journey and there's going to be things that you have to experience to become the person you are, which I truly believe this whole past freshman year of mine, which is not done, but it has done a lot for me as a person. As we can see, I'm currently at home. I flew down for the weekend just because there's a lot I wanted to sort out and I just needed to get away for a quick minute. I haven't been home since winter break, which has been a long and life-changing past 2 months to say the least, but I'll be flying up on Tuesday. Anyways, I already know so many people are gonna have so much to say about this and start jumping to conclusions, which is why I really hope you can all sit through this video and listen to everything I have to say, because there's a lot that goes into this. So, quick rundown for those of you who, for whatever reason, aren't aware. For the past 6 months, I have been a freshman at Indiana University in Bloomington. I've been studying at the Kelley School of Business as a marketing major, and then also recently just declared my fashion design minor. Being that Kelley is literally the 8th best business school in the nation, and I was given the opportunity to study there. I was given so many scholarships. I'll forever be grateful for the opportunity and the time that I did have. To clarify, I 1000% I don't want to steer anybody that's planning on or wanting to attend from not going. Obviously, we're all on our own life paths. What everybody needs in life is going to be different, and what everybody wants in life is going to be different. I do just want to be as transparent as possible about the unique situation that I'm in. I really don't see anybody ever coming on here talking about what I'm about to, because it's just one of a kind. I literally have a note full of everything I want to cover because keeps going. It just keeps going. I feel like my best way to describe my time at IU has been when you want something so bad and you want it to work out so bad, but in reality the situation you're in just really isn't meant for you, so the universe does things to make you realize that. My friends and I even make it a joke how cursed my time at IU has been. Like, not even to sound annoying or complain or any of that, but like since the moment I have got to school, like absolutely everything and more you can imagine has gone the exact opposite way that I would have hoped it would. Every little possible thing like gone south. No, seriously. It is crazy because I'm always the type of person to be the one to be like, things will get better, like positive mindsets bring positive things and nothing's ever that deep, and everything insinuating that you think good and good will come. It comes to the point where when things constantly keep happening to you and then you build yourself back up and then something else happens again, it's just literally so draining and discouraging in a way. I haven't been able to catch a break, and it's so sad to think about because I've been trying to enjoy my time as much as possible, and not to say that I haven't, because I've enjoyed so many moments at school. With that in mind, I'm not going to get into detail of every little minuscule thing that has happened. To clarify, I will be finishing off the semester on campus, which is 2 months basically. I have March and April, and then on May 1st I'm literally packing my stuff and heading out. If you've been around since before my actual attendance of college, you would know that like my whole senior year I'd come to the point where all I wanted to do was go away and like leave this day and just have a fresh start, not for any bad reasons, but just because I felt like obviously my whole life I'd been in Miami. Going somewhere like IU would have been super cool because it's all new people, a completely different place. Obviously Bloomington is basically just a college town. I was so set on like living the college town experience. I don't know what I was expecting. To each their own. Like, other people probably have other stuff to do. Obviously there's locals that live there, but like in terms of what to do on the weekend, people only go to parties. Obviously it's important to go to a school that will benefit you and your education, but another huge factor about college is the social scene and the environment. We all know I'm not the hugest partier. Even here at home, I'm not a fan of clubs, and the fact that that's literally like what people do for fun in a college town is one of the main reasons why it's like, what am I doing there? I vividly remember going into committing to IU, all my friends were like, oh, like, do you think you're gonna like start going out more in college? And my silly little self was like, you know, yeah, of course, like in college it's gonna be so different, like I'm gonna love going out. It wasn't any different. Even welcome week, when I had bought tickets to an event, I was like, I can actually pass on this one. Like, I'm just not the type to enjoy that scene, and that's so okay. I love socializing, obviously, but I'd much rather go to like a dinner and talk to people than get rowdy. I just really could not see myself living in Bloomington for the next 3 years of my life and fully grasping every opportunity that is out there in the world for me. I was just born and raised in such a different environment and in such a more open and accepting environment. I feel like no one in Miami is closed-minded about like the things you do, the things you wear, like what, you know what I mean? It's just like a big city. Going to Bloomington, which is the Midwest, I personally feel like way more closed-minded people, which I think you'll get a gist of by the end of this video, but just a lot of judgment in the air, I feel like, on the topic of feeling judged and literally not being able to do anything without being looked the wrong way. Sadly, how I've been feeling these past few months. And before I get into the negatives, I do just want to point out how amazing so many people have been. Like, not everybody is closed-minded and judgy, obviously, like I said, but there have been so many amazing people at IU. Obviously, like, there's gonna be good and bad people everywhere, but I just want to clarify. And I can't emphasize enough how grateful I am to have met so many of the people that I did, because I truly have met some of my best friends ever, and I will literally start crying thinking about not being able to spend every single day with them. And they will forever hold a special place in my heart. I'll obviously stay friends with those people, and I literally wish I could pack them up and take them with me next year. But on that note, let's get into the real situation at hand. Since the moment I've gone to IU, I have been given so many problems about my YouTube channel. And it hasn't been like, ew, you have a YouTube channel, that's so cringy. No. Regardless of what people think. Anyways, it's been in the full-on like ostracizing, affecting my mental health type of way. Like, having a YouTube channel has just literally impacted my every single day life in a negative way at IU. So many people have been supportive and told me that they love my content, which makes me the happiest person ever, obviously. But let's take a deep dive into the root of this whole problem, all right? So a year ago, yesterday, ironically, I actually flew to IU for the first time to visit. It was the Kelly Direct Admit weekend, and I took a little gander on over with my parents. And during this trip, I was actually taken out by current students at the time, which were older, that are a part of Greek life. I went to 2 different frat parties with full permission and access to attend. Whilst in attendance and prior to attending, I had made it very clear that I was going to be vlogging and recording my trip, as I always do. I always take you guys along my experiences. The people who took my friends and I out to these parties were fully aware of my recording and were fully engaging and participant in being a part of the video. They even took my camera. They had their little cameo moment. And key factor is, not once did anybody I was with tell me that I should not be recording and that it would cause problems. I was simply just recording my time at a party, as I have my whole life anytime I've gone to a party. And so I'm not really sure what one would assume is done at a frat party. I think we can all imagine. Now let's fast forward not 1 week, not 1 month, but 2 months after uploading that video from when I first visited IU. I suddenly get aggressively harassed by the person that took me out to this party, commanding me to take down the vlog, to take down the whole entire video. So let's just debrief for a second. Number one, why are we waiting 2 months to tell me to take down a video? The damage is done. It's on the internet. Number two, why did you participate in allowing me to record and be a part of the video if it was ever going to be a problem? I'd also like to emphasize the fact that YouTube, obviously something I love doing, but it is in fact my job. And it so happened to be that that specific IU visit vlog was sponsored by a brand, and that sponsorship does in fact entail a contract. So unfortunately, this guy that was in the frat that took us out was so oblivious to the fact that you can't just delete something that is part of a contract because it entails a legal agreement with a brand. And so because he messed up, or that frat messed up on their behalf, now it's on me to just take down the video, mess up the whole contract. The whole claim is that I was showing myself underage drinking, which first of all, never have done. Number two, never would do. Not even for the way that I don't want other people to get in trouble, but more for the way that I have an image to protect for myself, and I would never want to portray myself engaging in that type of thing. Like, you can easily go to a party and not engage in drinking. And if they're trying to hide the fact that there is drinking being done at frat parties, I think they have way more to unpack within themselves, because everybody knows that's a thing, and I'm not going to be the one to break the news to the internet that that is a thing. And the best part about this all, which I just still find amusing, is that this whole situation and the position I'm in now is all because of something that happened prior to me even being a student at IU. Take that as you will. So now in terms of Greek life, I'm not really sure what it is at IU with some people, but it literally is like life and death. They act like it. They take it like it's make or break. And obviously we know I was low-key like wrapped up in that mindset because coming in, I just thought like, you have to join a sorority, like you have to do this, you have to be a part of that. But literally, are you kidding me? Because these past 2 months not being in a sorority, I've literally felt happier with myself knowing that I didn't just have to join a group to be a part of something than to just own who I am and be my individual self. I know that I don't have to be associated with a group to be considered cool or popular or even liked. And to me, literally, Greek life at IU is like high school all over again with certain people. Not everybody. I would like to emphasize I'm not generalizing. I do just want to make the harassment that I have received very clear, just so it's not swept under the rug, because the past few months I have been in contact with a lot, or trying to get in contact with people on IU's administration, but no one really seems to care at all about the things I'm saying, which perfect, fine, I'm leaving anyways. But once again, not to say that every single person at IU is mean. Like I said, so many amazing people, which I love forever. And once again, I'd like to emphasize that 1,000,000% if you're thinking about going to IU, don't let this steer you away, because I'm in such a unique position. Like, I really don't think anybody would ever experience this. I would hope nobody would. And regardless of me being in a unique situation or doing YouTube, I still shouldn't be feeling the way I am and experiencing the things I am. Truthfully, one thing that I will just never understand is why some people have to be so invested in somebody else's life and what they do when it has absolutely nothing to do with them.
Hey vlog, miss you guys.
Be back soon.
See you guys soon.
Anywho. So, for example, on multiple occasions, I've had people send me screenshots about people talking and posting about me on anonymous posting websites. No matter what I do, it is just never okay, evidently. I literally posted a vlog, my last vlog, which was just me living my life, like minding my own business, not affecting absolutely anyone. And it was the trending topic on this website called Greek Rank. Like, let's grow up. It's amazing how these people are taking the time out of their day to put their energy into me and posting about me when it has absolutely nothing to do with them and affects them in no way. And these people are literally young adults. You're gonna be having a real job within the next 2 years, yet you're posting about a girl that's probably younger than you online just because you're bored. I think those people have something to reevaluate more than anyone. Not to mention, on certain videos, like my Rush video, for example, people act as if I literally killed their mother. I am the worst person on earth just because I posted about my experience in Rush. People would comment being like, you're the worst person, like you got dropped from every house because of that video you posted a year ago because you got a frat in trouble. First of all, if you're gonna cry about one frat getting in trouble and not being able to throw parties for a few months, get a grip and go head out to the other 20 other frats that are throwing parties. I'm sure you'll survive. And second of all, to clarify once again, I don't even know why I'm sitting here talking about Rush because that's so in the past, but I wasn't dropped by every single house. Like I said in the video, in Sisterhood Round, I did actually have 8 out of 9 possible houses back. And as I did mention in the video, once again, I withdrew myself from the process because I realized it's not something that I saw myself enjoying and wanting to continue. Once again, I don't want anybody to get anything from this video twisted. In no way am I saying joining a sorority is a bad thing. My best friends at IU are in one and they love it. And I would so be open to rushing at a different school wherever I end up, which we'll get into after. But at IU, I just didn't see it being a fit for me, which is totally okay. But the ignorant people can't get past that. I don't know. I just think IU Greek life is so intense for absolutely no reason, but that's just my opinion. Moving on to other occasions of harassment, I've quite literally just been walking the sidewalk, minding my business, and I have people, guys and girls in cars, literally like yelling at me. Do I know what they're saying? No, but I know factually it's pointed at me because I've multiple times heard my name and then like aggressive yelling afterwards. And once I heard this group of guys like drive by me and say something about YouTube, like, no, for sure, there's a YouTuber behind me, like, it's obviously towards me. I just don't know what the obsession is. Like, thank you for being my fans. Yeah, I can make jokes about it right now, but it's obviously not a fun position to be in, and it does affect a lot, and it's just not a fun environment to be in. Now, I do have a real example of something that actually happened to me a few weekends ago, which was basically like my last straw. I went to a frat's darty, and I was basically forbidden from entering, and I was given no reason about it either. So just watch this clip, and then we'll regroup. Ew. Why is it that I find myself crying in every single video? No, why is it? It shouldn't be. So my friend and I show up to this darty. Open door. Any girl can walk in, right? My friend gets let right in. All the guys comes to me, they're like, yeah, no, you're not getting it. And I go, oh, I'm not filming anything. They're like, no, like, you're not getting it. Like, we're not letting you in. So yeah, I really wish I could just explain to you guys how frustrating this is, because after Rush happened, I tried making this like the best outcome possible. And for anybody who isn't me, I guess, that isn't in a sorority, can do absolutely anything. My friend who's not in a house that went with me, she got in perfectly fine. It's just me. Obviously, I'm just a liability to everyone. They can't just sit me down and say, don't film this, don't film that. No, I can't go to things. I'm just over it. I also hate being in this position because I know so many incoming seniors and like potential people wanting to come to IU watch my videos, and I don't want to make it seem like this would be the situation any of you would be in. Like, all my friends that are there right now are having such a great time. Good night. Good night. So yeah, in that video I didn't mention the fact that I repeatedly asked why I wasn't being allowed in, me knowing it's obviously because of my YouTube, but like me asking, and I was just not given a response, which is blatant discrimination. First off, if you're not going to give me a reason, basically blatantly being ignored. And like, it's just horrible because like I'm not a little baby, I don't care, I don't get embarrassed by this stuff, but imagine being in the position where everybody is being allowed into this event or party, and then just you is turned away and you have to walk past a whole line behind you of people getting in. Like, it's just not a fun position to be in, and it's obviously like embarrassing. Like, they knew what they were doing. At the end of the day, I literally have the ick from these frats because they treat it like it's a VIP party. Like, it's not the end of the world if I'm not jumping up and down in a sweaty mosh pit. Whatever. Very cute of them, right? Ultimately, the tears did just come out of frustration. The overall arching idea of this video is the repetitiveness of these issues. I went to put the effort into going to a place that I quite literally couldn't care to be, just so I can enjoy time with my friends. Obviously, like, that's all I care to do, is just spend time with the people that I love. And of course I was knocked down for doing that. So it's just like, why put effort into that? Also, I find it amusing that the guys that were at the door denying me like knew who I was from the moment I stepped onto their property. I didn't even know a single one of their faces, like could not name them, could not recognize them. So the fact that they all knew who I was before I even opened my mouth says enough. And it's also funny because these frats act as if all the people inside aren't posting pictures and videos doing exactly what they were scared that I was doing or gonna do. Like, I don't know what they're so scared of being exposed for. Like, we all know what happens at a frat party, so the fact that they openly let everybody else do it just because they don't have a following speaks volumes. I hope I don't sound salty in this video. It's just like literally amusement to me now that I'm leaving. I know that I don't have to deal with this stuff anymore, so it's kind of just like, okay, we can laugh about it now, but I can't even express to you guys how horrible it is feeling what I felt, and just like, it was not for me. Also, I know it sounds like I hate all frats and that I'm being negative towards all of them, which is, once again, not the case at all. I have so many guy friends in frats, which I love so much, and they're the absolute best people. They do welcome me with open arms, regardless of what other people say. I'm lucky enough to have those guys that don't have their head in the toilet. No, yeah, so many great guys, so many great frats. Something else which I cannot stand, which brings me back to the idea of like high school and college, is the whole popularity thing. For some reason, people are so obsessed with rankings that don't even exist. There's no official ranking of houses, frats and sororities at IU, but people make it a point to like make it known which houses are top and which houses are bottom. And it's like, people will hang around genuinely horrible people just because they're cool or like ranked highly, and will literally bully people in lower or newer houses just because they aren't up top. I personally have gotten made fun of for hanging out with people in a worse house. They're genuine people and nice people to be around, rather than hanging out with bozos who think they're all that, which I absolutely don't like. Everybody is cool in their own way. Everybody has the right to be friends with who they want to and hang around the people they want to without being judged about it. Also, IU is such a big school. Why do you think that there's cooler or like more popular people than others? It's such a huge campus. Not everybody even knows each other. I'm sure the coolest person on the campus you probably don't even know about. It's just the idea that like top houses and like rankings or like all that to some people. Like, grow a pair. When you're working in an office environment in 10 years, I promise you, Jerry at the front desk is not gonna care what frat you're in. I just promise you. Or sorority. And I do love all my friends because they are in the considered top houses and they're all the most genuine and sweet people, and I'm like, good. Spread your energy to the others. So basically, that was a lot of rambling, but you guys get the gist. And I basically just came to the point where I've been asking myself on the daily if the way I'm feeling is really worth it, worth my education, worth staying there for the next 3 years to get a degree from a good school. And of course, I know I sound passionate about the fact that I am transferring and leaving IU, but it is a really sad thing to come to terms with, because obviously change is hard. Once you're set on the fact that the next 4 years of your life are going to be a certain way, and then it's just quite literally ripped away from you, it's upset to come to terms with. And like, not knowing what's next is an uneasy feeling, because obviously as of now nothing is set in stone. I just know making this change is, once again, what's best for me. And a huge part of me still is like, no, like, you should stick out, like, see what's to come at IU. Like, girl, the earth is gonna have to throw a meteor at my head for me to get the message across. I am for sure leaving IU, but it is like sad. Things will get better, like things are bound to get better, but like things can get better elsewhere. Like the fact that I have to remind myself that I shouldn't be in the position that I cry myself to sleep multiple times a week and then wake up with a migraine and inflamed eyes. Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to be a negative Nelly this whole video. Despite the bad things that have happened, I am once again so grateful from what I did experience and learn, and all the people I met. Like, I know it all happened the way it was meant to, and for a good reason. I do literally feel like a whole new person from when I came in August, which says a lot because I have experienced quite a lot more than I thought I would. All I know is that I will look back on even the bad times and thank them for happening. I know the next big question is obviously going to be what's next for me and what I'm planning on doing. So in terms of college, obviously I will still be going to college. Like the video is titled, I'm transferring, meaning I'm not just dropping out, I'm not just leaving, I'm not going to school, and I didn't work hard in high school to not keep that going and grasp all the opportunities I can. But what I've come to terms with is that obviously, like, I gave the whole college town thing a go and it's just not for me. And I guess I thought that was for me, but I just really think there's more that brings me joy in life than that. So I ultimately see myself thriving most back here in Miami, forever home, no place like home. With that being said, I am going to be once again applying to a bunch of Florida schools, not only U Miami. I did get into U Miami last year, so crossing my fingers that they accept me once again as a transfer. I can't believe I'm like going through the college application process again. It's fine, it's different, at least now I know. But I don't want to specify like what's next because it's all up in the air. I don't even know what's next. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. What I do know is I'm gonna end up in Florida, in the state of Florida, whether that is Miami or somewhere close by at a drivable distance to home. Like I said, in May, I'm gonna pack up and then move home for the summer. And then obviously over the summer, I'll end up seeing and deciding where I'm going to start my sophomore year in the fall. This is a message for everyone, but ultimately a degree from a school with a good name is not worth anyone's well-being. And I mean that so seriously. If you're in a position where you're unhappy with where you are, there's nothing telling you you have to stay there. There's always going to be a way to improve your situation and find a way out. So don't ever restrict yourself or think that it's the end of the world. So to wrap things up, it does break my heart that what I was so excited to be living for the next 4 years isn't what was meant to happen, and that's so okay. I do just want to make the most of my last 2 months at IU. I'm not going to sit in a corner and sulk about it. Spend all the time with my amazing friends and just make the most of every moment. I am so glad I was finally able to open up to you guys and tell you everything that's been going on and how I've been feeling and what I've been thinking and exactly why I've been feeling the way I've been thinking, just so you don't think I'm crazy. Nervous for this leap and this entering of the unknown. Ew. What am I, an author? I hope you guys understand and will continue to stick around. I know so many of you have been around since the start of me in high school, so it means the world to me. I'll be back on my weekly uploads, hopefully even more. I don't want to push things too extreme because I do have schoolwork and applications now to be working on, but I'll take you guys along all of that. I do love you guys so much, and I hope everything is going great for you. Keep your chin up, and I will see you guys back in Bloomington to finish off my last 2 months at IU. Right? Bye.